Welcome to today's Explainer. We're doing something a little different today. We're taking what's usually this huge, daunting list of beginner traps in commercial real estate, and we're flipping it. We are turning it into a highly actionable, empowering 5-step playbook for new investors. So if you've ever looked at this market and just felt totally overwhelmed, well, you're in exactly the right place. We're going to grab these critical errors straight from the source material and build your proactive action plan. Because here's the thing, and it's so incredibly important to understand this right off the bat. Most beginners lose money in commercial real estate, but it's not because they aren't smart. Seriously, that's a massive misconception. They lose money simply because nobody handed them a playbook. Well, today, that changes. We're giving you that exact playbook so you can step onto the field with absolute confidence. Okay, let's look at this staggering statistic from the source data. By mastering this action plan, by essentially knowing exactly what potholes to avoid, you are going to instantly leap ahead of 90% of the new investors entering this market every single year. You're not just surviving here, you're actually locking in a massive competitive advantage right out of the gate. All right, here is our exact step-by-step blueprint. We're going to crunch the numbers, remember that location is everything, check the details, start small first, and finally, build your team. Let's get right into it. Step 1, crunch the numbers. Now, the absolute certainty of the cap rate or capitalization rate is just fascinating. This is the metric that tells you exactly how much return you're going to make on your investment. Sounds obvious, right? But you'd be surprised. Most beginners blindly buy a property without even knowing this single number. So your very first actionable step, always calculate the cap rate before buying anything. It's literally the anchor of your entire strategy. Moving on to step 2, location is everything. And honestly, the stakes involved in your location choice are just massive. Check out this comparison straight from our source material. A warehouse positioned right near a highway is worth exactly double the exact same building stuck out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, double the value simply because of where it's sitting. The lesson here is clear. You have to relentlessly research your location before you invest a dime. Step 3, check the details. You really need to treat these 3 items as your ultimate non-negotiable checklist. Never ever buy a commercial property without thoroughly checking the lease agreements, digging deep into the tenant history, and completing a full comprehensive building inspection. Seriously, skipping this step causes years of regret for so many rookies. You want to be the investor who checks every single detail. Step 4, start small first. It might seem incredibly tempting to just go out and buy a massive office building on day one. You see the big players doing it, and you kind of want to jump right in and swing for the fences. But the source warns us super clearly here. Trying to go too big, too fast is a huge trap. You've got to walk before you can run. So instead of taking on all that massive day one risk, follow this exact ladder to safely scale up. First up, start small with REITs, that's real estate investment trusts, or maybe crowdfunding platforms. Second, use that time to actually genuinely learn the market. And third, once you've got that education locked down, level up to direct ownership slowly. This right here is your blueprint for sustainable success without taking on catastrophic early losses. Step 5, build your team. I absolutely love how the source frames this. Commercial real estate is a team sport. This is not a solo endeavor. You literally cannot be a lone wolf if you want to win in this industry. You need highly skilled players surrounding you to cover your blind spots. So who exactly is on that team? Well, this is your mandatory starting roster. To safely build real wealth, you're going to need a good broker to find you the deals, a lawyer to protect you in the contracts, an accountant to make sure your math and your taxes are absolutely perfect, and a property manager to handle all the day-to-day operations. You need all 4 of these pros in your corner. Let's bring this full circle back to that incredible statistic. By actively executing these 5 steps, crunching the cap rate, researching location, doing your due diligence, starting small, and building your team, instead of just falling into the traps, you firmly lock in that massive advantage over 90% of the competition. You are no longer an uninformed beginner. You are operating with a proven playbook. As the source material notes, commercial real estate really is a journey of continuous learning. So to keep honing these skills and saving yourself from those painful, costly errors, make sure to check out the CRE Blueprint for their weekly insights on building actual wealth. Now, I want to leave you with a direct question straight from our source to consider as you step into the market. Which of these beginner traps surprised you the most? Was it the exact definition of a cap rate, the literal doubling of a property's value just based on highway access, or maybe the strict need for a 4-person team? Take a second to think about your biggest blind spot, take action to correct it using this blueprint, and we'll see you in the next explainer.